All right, let's look at the strategy for a 52-year-old with $1.9 million in retirement investing accounts. Now, he retired at 50, and we're trying to bridge the gap between 50 and 59 and a half. Because remember, at age 59 and a half, all the rules, regulations, stipulations, all the laws and the caution tape fall off of your IRAs, your 401ks, and all of your qualified retirement investing accounts so that you can use those for retirement income. Now, he's got about $2 million at age 52, but he's still got 8 years before he can use the vast majority of his qualified retirement investing accounts without incurring a 10% penalty. So what we've done is a 72T. Now, in his IRA, he had about $1.2 million. We split that IRA into 2 separate IRAs. One, we're going to do a 72T on, and the second IRA, we're just going to leave invested, okay? So that we don't have to do the total $1.2 million. We can just set the 72T up for the income that is required. Let's go through the strategy. So, he's 52 years old. We've got $552,000 in his 72T, of which he's getting $1,600 a month. That is going to stay constant until age 59 and a half. That's not going to change, it's not going to go up. It's not going to go down. It has to stay at $1,600 or he gets a penalty, that 10% penalty today, and it's retroactive for all the years he's been doing the 72T. Now, the money is going to still be invested in the market. So the 72T is still invested in the stock market, but I want to do a calculation very, very low on the rate of return that money's going to get in the stock market. Remember, the market since about 1950 has averaged 10%. It's actually 8% with inflation. If you go back to the 1900s or maybe into the 1800s and you look at the stock market, we've averaged somewhere between 6 and 8% with inflation. So when I'm doing a calculation for someone who's in their early 50s and we're doing retirement income planning, you could bet your bottom dollar we're going to go real low on our assumption. So we're going to use a 4% growth rate on the money in the market because I do not want to screw this up, especially with somebody who could be in retirement for 40 or 50 years. That's not going to cover $4,666 a month in retirement expenses. So we have $404,000 that's in a non-qualified taxable brokerage account, which means he can take money out, he can put money in, he can invest any way he wants. The only taxes he's going to pay on that money are capital gains, dividends, and interest. So we're going to make up the income that he needs from his brokerage account. Now, that's $3,057, which is a large sum of money coming out of a brokerage account, especially over a long time frame. Now, he has other assets that we're going to be able to utilize at 59 and a half. If these were his only 2 accounts, this strategy would be very, very fishy. I don't know if I would want to do this as a financial advisor because we're going to be taking so much money out of his non-qualified account that we better have some backup money to use once we get to 59 and a half. So $3,057 coming out per month. If we average that 4% rate of return on that money in the market, the 404 would go to $238,518. You see why I'm a little concerned if these were his only 2 assets. Now, we have other retirement assets. We've got about $2 million. So this is okay. This is more like bucket planning. But if these were his only 2 assets, this is something we'd be seriously talking about working longer, not using this strategy. So at 59 and a half, his non-qualified brokerage account goes to $238,518. And we're going to stop it. We don't have to use that anymore if we don't want to. His 72T is at $574,350. Now, outside of those 2 assets, he had a total retirement portfolio of $1.9 million. So we had about $900,000 that was being used for retirement income between the ages of 50 and 59 and a half. Well, the other $1 million is still growing. Those portfolios, those accounts are more moderate growth portfolios because we're not using them for income. So they don't have to be as conservative as the accounts that we're using for income. So at 59.5, his other IRA account would be worth $574,000. His non-qualified, which we just talked about, would be $238,000. His IRA would be $985,119. His Roth, $361,000, and the bank, $136,000. So you have a total assets of $2.2 million, almost $2.3 million at 59.5, which is why now that those 10% stipulations have fallen off, now that he can use all his retirement assets for retirement income, if I were to ask you the question, hey, can I retire at 60 with $2.3 million? You probably would not click on that thumbnail or watch that video. So for him, the big concern was bridging the gap from 50 to 59.5, and that's the strategy that we used. Keep in mind, if you're going to use this strategy, work with a CPA or a financial advisor who understands 72 T's, okay? Understands it. Because there's taxes that are involved and there's rules and regulations that you want to follow. And hey, listen, this is a retirement EKG. This is a financial EKG that we do for clients that you need to make sure that you're going to get to retirement, through retirement, and protect your ability to stay in retirement. If you want an EKG from us, go to the description below. There is a way to get in contact with us, and we will do a financial EKG for you to make sure that your retirement plan can last through no matter what economic uncertainty is going on. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. God bless. Bye-bye.